I didn't set that long, did I? Okay.
No.
I was like, I said it for a long time. I didn't. I said it for like 30 seconds.
You have time to tweet. Nope.
Okay. I gotta focus the camera, so give me a second. Do not adjust your eyes.
My glasses are dirty.
No, they're not. Just give me a sec.
I did just clean them.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's not their problem. Give me 1 moment here. Let's bring this into view. Okay, let's see here.
My eyes are dirty? Can they see the red?
Yes.
Gosh, my hair looks crazy all in focus like that.
Okay. That is better. Is that better?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
slightly.
that's in focus.
Okay. Maybe slightly. A little tiny bit more. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry. Hi. I didn't get anything.
I didn't get any food. I just made coffee, and I wanted a bowl of cereal, but I didn't.
My
so.
my brain didn't remember.
How to turn things on this morning?
Well, no, it was a twofold. It was a twofold thing. My brain, first off, did not remember like when I needed to like get up and moving. So my alarm went off at 8:25, which is normal. It's like okay, and like I was checking some stuff on my phone, and my brain wasn't thinking about like okay, but you gotta like get out of the bed. So I got up here late, and when I got up here, the keyboard wasn't up here, and I was like, oh, it was still connected to the other stream box because we did art time yesterday. Anyway, hi. Morning.
Morning. There was nothing going on this past weekend. Nothing at all. At all. We stayed in bed all weekend, and that was it.
You might have forgotten already,
What?
but this past weekend was the Runaway Guys Colosseum 2022.
Is that why I'm tired?
Yeah. You forgot really quick, but yeah, that was happening. So
Thanks for the reminder.
you're welcome. Anyway, I need to. Well, it's fine. I'm gonna leave it alone. I didn't adjust it to start. At some point, I'll get a drink.
Maybe some cereal for me.
Yeah, let me. There's actually. Oh, there's a lot of alerts.
There's a train this morning. There's a morning
There's
train.
a train. There's a morning train. Okay. So we'll get through alerts and then we'll get ourselves a little bite to eat. We'll talk about Colosseum, how that went, and go from there. I'm sure that folks are probably like, "Are you tired?" And I mean, so in a general sense, yes, because I dare say, I'm not sure, and it's not a competition, but I dare say I got the least amount of sleep of anyone involved in Colosseum over the course of the weekend, I think.
Maybe.
It's quite possible. Unnecessarily. Definitely unnecessarily.
Chaz is upset by this fact.
I know. It's not that we didn't have enough bumpers. We did. It's just I really like making bumpers.
We made some good ones.
And, you know.
There were some other good ones other people made too, but...
Yeah. So the problem with making bumpers is that we're shooting stuff, and then I need the desktop to be able to edit them. So, like, we're there all day and all night, and then the event ends at, like, 2 in the morning or whatever, and then I come home, and then I get started on them. It's kind of not a great situation. But it's fun. It's fun. Anyway, I went to bed. I went to bed really early last night. I went to bed at 10.
10.
I think I went to bed at 10, and then I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I just happened to wake up at like 15 minutes before the show was over. So I stayed up 15 minutes to appear on camera then.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I had been asleep for like 4 hours, so the timing worked out. Because I wasn't planning on actually even being at the finale part because I was so tired. But then I just I was there. So
Yeah.
that worked out.
And I had a hard time sleeping, so I got up and watched a lot of the Jiggy race, and I painted my nails.
Yeah, I was wondering why your nails were painted, but I was like, I guess that happened while I was asleep.
It did.
Anyway, we got 5 gift subs from Mark from Vermont to Anthony Bell, Retro Remedies, Neji 10 Forever 67, Gunzuka, the Ferret, and Dathanasi. I got there. Great.
Keyboard's having trouble this morning?
That's not... I cannot use the... Oh my god. If I turn it off and back on, will that...
Maybe.
It just doesn't want a horizontal scroll. Can I press left? Yes. Okay, that'll work. Alright. 16 months from Cock9. 31 months from Bella Bunny. We get a subscription from Hufflepuff1719. Welcome. 21 months from Grandson Brambo. 13 months from Noki Station. 19 months from Luca18. 18 months from Kaylin595. 12 months from Will Peters. That's a clap. Congrats on the one. 23 months from the Shark Me, 20 months from Grugs Pro, 28 months from the Omega Bear, 18 months from Starbloom Fade, 27 months from Boffanoff, 30 months from Twitchy Toes, 39 months from Incarnado 95, 30 months from Elio Hyena, 25 months from the One True Zeering. Seems new. 13 months from Psycho Don 904, 14 months from Omega the Kid, 42 months from LHMS 1704, 39 months from Mr. Viperfang, 11 months from Master Wabbit, 22 months from Barry Crepes, 28 months from NG Bin, 26 months from Chill Days, 39 months from Cosmic Searle, 30 months from Runt.exe, 15 months from Renee San, 38 months from Angemin, 85, 16 months from Jay Linebeck, 42 months from Danny X6, 40 months from Sapphire Becca, 11 months from Alien Whale, 20 months from Nun Shoes, 28 months from Writer Book Ninja, 40 months from PK Magical, 14 months from One Weird Cat, 23 months from Pete Cow, 26 months from Jared Dillon, 2710, 27 months from Sacrocelica, 30 plus another 0 is 300. Bits from Colin 4501, who just says clown. 31 months from YOLP, 33 months from Luna Boy, 13 months from Robert N 3009, 400 bits from Radio Dread says another clown. There's a train, beep beep. And actually, we're still in it. We're still in the train. So I'm doing pretty good. 100 bits.
Arms and legs inside the moving vehicle.
Because it's going very fast.
It is.
100 bits from Angeman 85, 29 months from Am in Iowa, 32 months from Goldmage 162, 16 months from Kimikawa, 4 months from Little MS Musique, 2 months from N Ater, 25 months from Samarolian, 25 months also from Gamer Girl Life 2108, and the alerts are now still coming in. Like I'm getting ready to read this one. 36 months from Spinach Wrap. Appreciate it. Congrats on the 3. Hi, Eddie.
No picnic is complete without Tiny Eddie's fruity savory slices.
True.
It's kind of straight and to the point. That's from The Leaf, says, I just finished watching the Art Time segment since I unfortunately missed all of Colosseum. I'm dying of laughter. Anyways, 1 Tiny Eddie snack, please. Okay. You get fruity savory slices. Which sounds... just...
You know those, like, gummy candies that are, like, citrus slices?
Yeah.
It's like those.
Savory is a weird word to include within like fruity slices. It gives it slightly different impressions, but probably still fine. We got 10 gift subs from Iron 9 Girl to Back to Reality, Naughtum Leaves, Driftin' Soul, CJ the...
Arrows.
I'm gonna have to use the arrows. What is wrong with technology? CJ the Grand Hunter, tomorrow, 1804, Mikey DCT, Shell the Level 1 Ditto, Excel Diamond, Mall Sucks, and Jamajo 012. Iron X Girl, thank you. Appreciate it. We also got 5 gift subs from Darkness. A lot of gift subs today. 5 gift
Lots
subs.
of subs too.
Yeah, a lot. Well, yeah, actually, it's a lot of stuff. And we were only around on Friday for a very little time too. We got 5 gift subs from Darkness Bride to Artemis Starhaven, No Elephants, Proto Blues 12, Cat Lizard, and Igor Lollipop. And 5 gift subs from Blastoise Eats Non to Bacanando, Cool Kid 9519, Egg of Noble Arms, Tropical Freeze 21, and Astro Hirsch. Thank you. Appreciate it. But wait, there's more. 42 months from Brondo93, 42 months from Cobalt Custard, 300 bits from Jay Lineback says, so last week my landlord told me that she's rented out my apartment, so I'm being forced to move out. My job was also causing me a ton of stress, so I quit. And I'm moving back in with my mom and sister with a week. Well, first off, good vibes.
Yeah, good vibes for all that.
Because that is a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally relate to the feeling of landlord being like, you know what? You know what? Get out. That sucks. Because you're like, I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you knew this, but I live here. It's extremely inconvenient. So I hope things look up for you in the future. But getting out of a stress job is not a terrible idea. 27 months from Ninja. You get 300 bits from the Reload says, congrats everyone on a great Colosseum. Now, question for everyone, which Gen 9 starter y'all choosing?
I think it's obvious.
I haven't seen it at all. I know that there was a Pokemon event thing, but I haven't seen it. But one of them is a cat, right? Okay. I've seen pictures of a cat, and I just assumed... I've seen a lot of pictures of the cat, and I assumed that it was going to be... that was for the new stuff. But I haven't seen anything else related to it. 100 bits from Darkness Bride. 300 bits from Anne, who says, all hail Florence, the Alola Ninetales. She soloed a 2-stage late-game fight in my Legends Arceus playthrough. Yes, chat, that one. Also, Colosseum was hilarious. The Alola Ninetales is a cool-looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
A reminder that we'll be back to Pokemon on Friday. And Mount and I will be probably having a fight on Friday.
Maybe finally catch some ghost Pokemon?
I hope. It's been like several weeks of like, aha, this will be the week. A little worried about that Alola Ninetales, to be honest. It might cause some problems for me. 300 from Goldmage. Last night at 3 a.m. we saw Steven showing some real grandpa energy. There and visibly proud and occasionally smiling at his grandkids' antics, but really just wishing they'd let him sleep. I mean, yeah, it was definitely, it was just really well timed. I had no plans on actually being there. But it worked out. But yeah, I was in bed and I was like, as soon as this is over, I'm going back to sleep. And I did. And I got more sleep last night than I have in many days. Because for like 5 days straight, I got like 3 to 4 hours every night. There was one night in there I got 6 hours. But otherwise, oh boy! Bad. Otherwise not good. Otherwise very little. 5 months from Kennedy, KJK2016. 33 months from Big O 26 Shen. 25 months from Raven 0726 or 0765. Mr. Viper Fan gifted a sub to Ligma. Fan of word games, I see. 32 months from Tony 2125. 20 months from Rainbow Zoo8. 350 bits from Skull Kid Caleb, who just says, "Ya yeet!" 15 months from Never Challenge the Chat. 41 months from Crunchy Face. 500 bits from Night Owl, who says, I was lucky enough to watch the whole thing start to finish. My favorite parts were Pears and Pork getting a cover in 2022, and you losing your mind being blindfolded for the second year in a row. Yeah, I believe I had told this story on the stream, but I had taken a nap. I took a 1-hour nap around the time of the TRG makes music. And well, it was a little before that, and then it bled into that. And when I woke up, I'd been up on the top floor. No one was up on the top floor of the house. I came down. When I came down, I walked past the streaming room, and no one was in the streaming room. But they have everything running in there. And I looked in there, and I saw me and Dan on the monitor. And I had just woken up, and I was already like so sleep deprived. And I remember thinking, what's happening? And I walked into the room. It's just me in there, and I'm looking at the monitor, and I realize that it's me and Dan playing Pears and Pork from 8 years ago.
Yeah. And
I was like, it was a brief moment of like, I'm not awake. I'm definitely not awake. I probably I'm probably asleep. Something's wrong. This should not be on the screen. When I walked back down, that was the middle floor, and I walked down to the bottom floor, and then everyone's standing in the kitchen watching that segment on the big TV in the kitchen. And I walked up to them and I was like, what's happening? What's going on? And they're like, Pears and Pork is the track for TRG Makes Music. And I was just like, but why? Like, why? And then I found out that it was actually due to Fossix, who sent in a large donation right at the beginning in order to get it played.
They're nutritious and delicious. Tiny Eddie's toast in a bottle.
It was wild.
Toast in a bottle.
It was wild. So Fossix, thank you. It certainly made my entire weekend, honestly, seeing all that come together. We have 1,000 bits from Busy Cake, says they're nutritious and delicious. Tiny Eddie's toast in a bottle. The real question is the toast like this, or is the bottle like this? I want a toast-shaped bottle. But the toast, how'd you get the toast in? That's a great question. It just sounds like an artist prompt to me. Anyway, yeah, the TRG Makes Music segment is good just in general. Like, it's good every year, but like, if you have been watching our stuff for a long time, especially if you're familiar with that song, or even if you're not, even if you just like our stuff, there's a lot of references to our stuff and talk about our stuff.
Yeah.
In that segment this year, it's worth catching, and Jules is such a good entertainer and keeps things moving and funny. Are you gonna come in here?
Hi, baby cat.
Come here.
He slept on me this morning for a while, and I could not fall asleep because of it. He was cold.
You cold baby. Also, I wanted to say thank you to our community very specifically.
For a lot.
Because, for one, you all come together to raise money for charity, which is a big deal in and of itself. But then also, there is so much stuff that the whole audience takes away from TRG Colosseum that you really directly have this community to thank.
You guys influenced a lot.
Yeah, like a lot. And whenever you think back to this event, you're going to think back to these big bullet points. And so many of those big bullet points are because of y'all.
Yeah, Bizzard the Wizard is because of you guys.
Yes. Like
Pears and Pork is because of you guys.
Yes, so like, I want you to think about that, like the level of influence that this community specifically has over the event is actually huge. And I think a lot of it is just because you all seem to operate a bit as a hive mind and can come together to accomplish things. It's not just like individuals like, oh, I'll try this or we'll try this. It's like, no, a lot of people are like coming together to be like, we want to accomplish this goal. And then you accomplish that goal. Yeah, even the wiggle. Getting the wiggle as far as we did. I realize without any context that sounds insane, but like there's so many things that occurred, and I'm very proud that behind a lot of those really cool things is this community. So like, yeah, good job everyone. Good job. We certainly left a mark on this event, and if anyone missed anything, the VODs are up on Twitch and they will be posted to YouTube at some point. I don't know when. Some point. The other thing I did is with the way we set up the tech stuff for
painting,
and for a lot of stuff.
Okay.
The max frame rate on that was 30, but I recorded it locally at 60 because we can. So when it comes out on YouTube, you can watch us paint with twice as many frames. Does that mean anything? No, not really. But I'm always trying to I'm like, there could be a little more quality squeezed out of this. I'll make sure that version hits YouTube. 510 bits from Zelda Master says, congrats on an awesome event as always, guys. Any idea when you'll be drawing on your masterpieces? Hashtag Bizzard the Wizard, don't touch the blender. It's funny because we just talked about how
Zelda Master,
so much was influenced.
do you remember, or sorry, not do you remember, are you talking about the paintings and the drawing pool from those?
Oh, yeah. That specifically, we don't control.
No, it's in the terms of the prize giveaway that is probably was/is on John's channel.
Is probably was/was.
Where he puts all his information on Twitch. There's a link about the giveaways and how they work. So that has dates on it.
Yeah. Anyway, we have them, and we'll be shipping them out to wherever we're told they have to go.
Yeah.
Basically.
We gotta sign and varnish the new one.
Okay, we can do that. We got 2 months from Ogden Foreman. 300 bits from Satsy says, it's 2 p.m. I am in a fancy pants hotel room and done nearly everything I needed to do in the city in 3 hours. I'm exhausted. Hope Charity Insomnia was fun. It was fun. It was very, very fun. I realized after the fact that I was actually on stream very little, because on day 1, I think I was only on Chaos Cookie.
Yeah.
And it was just my voice.
Well, there was a few clips that MC cut to of you guys on the couch.
Oh, yeah? Okay. And then day 2... What was day 2? I don't know. I don't know what day
What
2
happened?
was. I don't know. Everything was such a whirlwind.
Yeah.
It felt like no time at all, and in like a ton of time. I don't know if I was on stream at all on day 2. Maybe? Maybe. And then day 3 was mostly other thing.
Yeah.
Art. Yeah.
You were on Sugar Grush.
Yeah. I was on Wikipedia and I was not planning to be, but they needed people. But I did it, and then I won. The race I was in, where I was sitting at the thing, I won. I was like,
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't watch that part. I came in at the end.
We had to get from a very specific mathematics book written by a Princeton professor to a highway in Florida, and I got it. And when I called it, the other team was like, "What?" And I was like, "Ha!" And then we lost every other round. It's fine. 300 bits from Gold Major says, anyway, 2022, the Chaz declared Year of the Shrimp. This month we'll be studying clowns, more specifically the Odontodactylus scalaris, commonly known as the peacock mantis shrimp, rainbow mantis shrimp, or clown mantis shrimp. Ooh, we get to learn more about shrimp. I like learning about little shrimpies. They're all small since they're shrimp. Isn't that kind of weird that we don't have like big shrimp? Because like we have squids that are like 40 feet tall.
Lobsters are a little like shrimp.
How dare you? 42 months from Spiffla. Darling Ace has gifted 2 subs to Wandering Stars and Vagar BB. Thank you. 20 months from Elfie Goldfish. 24 months from Mr. Squidtopus. That's a 2. Robobear with the George Shovel Star Rain. 19 months from Roma818. 300 bits from Platinum Pikachu says, Colosseum was absolutely amazing. I'm still taking stock of all that happened because so much of it felt like a fever dream. Anyway, shout out to Fossix for making Pears and Pork this year's TRG Makes Music. That whole thing came out really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think they were kind of excited that they didn't have to worry about any of the licensing stuff. Because they're like, oh, Steven and Dan made this. So I told Mao whenever I realized what they were doing, I was like, you know, I could claim that. It's like I could send them a TMC. I won't. But wouldn't that be funny? That would be very funny. 15 months from Elliot Baker Street. 100 bits from Doan 2300. 4 months from Atomic Rar. 41 months from Tachi Gamer 96. 538 from Science Nerd 2240. Hi, Chemist here. After yesterday, I decided this was the right username to change to, so I started that process. It feels really good, and also clown.
I remember that from your donation yesterday.
Yep. It's fun. It's fun to like change things up. You know, you might change up username, or even if even for me, like a profile picture.
Wow, big change, Stephen.
Okay, listen. The composition may be the same, but 12 years is a massive difference. It's a big time jump. over 12 years. 13 years? 12 years. It's fun to change things every once in a while. It's nice. Anonymous Gifter gifted a sub to Ligma _. It's a completely different one. 300 bits from Danny X6. It says, I got an offer to choreograph another musical. This time, it's at the theater where the producers are much less likely to ignore us completely and do their freaking job. I'm not bitter. I'm super excited.
Congrats.
Also, sorry to hear that there may have been some production issues. Because that sucks. It's alright. It's alright. Everything that you go through is just fuel and knowledge for the next thing. No matter what you're doing. You go through something and you're like, man, that sucked. Or those people sucked. As you will learn as you go through life, you'll think, those people sucked. That's okay. It's just more knowledge. You're aware of more things as you move forward. It's all just learning. It's just learning experience. 19 months from Destitel Racing 62. Less trusting. Yeah, the older you get, the less trusting that you become. But it does make you more keen. Yeah. And it's probably worthwhile. It's probably worthwhile to have that keenness. 500 bits from Gamer Girl Life, who says, Morning, Stephen and Mal. My dad has his hernia surgery on his heart tomorrow. He's really nervous about it. We'll need some good vibes. Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. I hope that the surgery goes well, and I mean, that's, I guess, the most important part. And then secondary to that, but also equally important, I hope that the recovery goes well as well. Wishing your dad the best. 38 months from Jennifer Jack. 34 months from We Win 43. 13 months from Cheesa Saves. 34 months from Gibnibs. 300 bits from Jay Linebeck says, while I was looking for a new place, I contacted an agent who said they had a unit and then proceeded to give me a video tour of my own apartment. Said agent didn't know it was going to be women only. To reiterate, what a week. Oh. That might be something that, like, they need to know. How awkward to tell someone something that they should know for their job. Then again, I've definitely been in that position before where I'm like, ooh, you're trying to explain this thing to me. And it turns out you do not know. It's fine. 15 months from Nomi Bookworm, 1984. 9 months from Luna Frey Belmont. 10 months from Yami Florence. 30 bits from Elena PT says, thanks for all the laughs this weekend. Proud to be part of this hive mind. I mean, community. It is astounding what you can accomplish when you work together with other people.
Yeah.
Like, whenever folks are talking about how they wanted Billy the Wizard to be one of the games that John played, I mean, they made that happen, like, immediately. Like, let's do this. And then it happened, and then that formed a jillion memes, which were funny in and of themselves, but then also led to getting the donation streak. A lot of good things.
Yeah.
A lot of good things. We got 12 months from Kibi. That's a 1. 16 months from Mad the Sane. 8 months from Nerd Arts and Games. 300 bits from Elena says, also thanks for starting the painting off in purple for me yesterday, Grandpa. Yeah, my take on purple and pinks were very loose.
Yes, they were.
And that is partially because mixing colors is the hardest thing in the world. The hardest thing. So, if anyone was like, I'm not sure if that is that color, it's pretty close. I promise. Yes, I took a few liberties. I'm so glad we got to make that bumper. 3 bits from Cretion, who says, this past month was very hectic for me since we moved out of the house and currently staying with a friends. Your content is one of the very few things that has kept me sane, so thanks you guys. Also, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm glad that we've been able to help keep you sane. I hope that you're able to do something nice for yourself today. Could be anything. Maybe, I don't know, maybe go through a drive-thru and get a... Milkshake. Oh my god, what a great idea.
We could do that today.
We could. I'm doing it today. In fact, you remember the other night? We left the house. It was
the Colosseum house?
The Colosseum house. It was 1:30. It was 1:30 in the morning. We left, and we're driving down the road, And I was like, man, I want a milkshake. And I was like, you want a milkshake now? It's 1:30 a.m. And I was like, no. I do want a milkshake, but I just want it as a concept. I don't need it now. She's like, well, if you want one, she's like, I mean, McDonald's, I guess, is open. And I was like, McDonald's has a really bad history of their milkshake machine working. And probably less likely at 1:30 a.m.
We could make our own milkshakes.
That is way
with the
too much
Costco
effort.
ice cream. No, it's not. We have an immersion blender.
Oh my god. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be out with folks today.
Yeah.
There are many places
To get milkshakes.
Like
Sonic.
There's multiple Sonics. There's multiple McDonald's. Like we can find. We can get a milkshake. I haven't had one in a long time. That sounds really good. Yeah, Mal. Do not touch the blender. Didn't you hear the song? For those that don't know, that song, Pears and Pork, I don't know if I have anything written in the description of that original video on StephenVOD, but like the history of that song is that it
got told somehow. I think Dan told it.
Okay, there was a viewer that it was their birthday, and I thought it was their girlfriend. Dan said it was their sister. That was like, hey, could you do a shout out? And there have been times in the past where we have been asked to do a shout out, and I will just, for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what?
I'm making this a song.
I have went above and beyond for shout outs before. People have asked for shout outs, and I've made videos, like people, like their kid or something, they'll be like, oh, it's their birthday, could you say happy birthday to them? And I'll make a video for them or something. I don't advertise that, and especially nowadays, I don't really have time to do it, so I'm not telling you not to ask, but like you probably won't get a response. Nothing personal, my time is shorter. But that was one of those instances where, and Chaz has got a link to the original, where like they were like, hey, could you say something for either my brother or my boyfriend, I don't remember which it was, and we were like, sure, and then we made an entire song. And over this weekend, seeing TRG make music, I thought back to that person, and I'm like, if that person is still around and they see that, how bizarre would that be, right? Yeah. That's like super bizarre. Super, super bizarre. Anyway, I vaguely recall one time there was a person who reached out, and they're oh, hi, Subby. Gracious. That was from Blastoise Eats Non. That's tier 3 at 21 months. It says, I came for Breath of the Wild and I stayed for the wholesomeness. Thanks for brightening my past few years. Aw. Glad to have you.
Every time I see your username, I want Non.
Every time I see it,
whether
I
it's
think
in
of Blastoise.
chat or an alert, I'm like, just get some Non.
I recall there was one time where a parent had asked, their kid had a birthday, and was like, hey, if you could just, send them a message or just say something. But they were a fan of the Minecraft content.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
I made a birthday cake in Minecraft, and then made a video where I start in the birthday cake, and then I was in creative, and I fly out of the birthday cake and show the birthday cake, and looking back, I'm like, man, I'm not sure that I had the time to do all these things, but I still did. So I have all of these unlisted videos on StephenVlog and Stephen Plays from times I've done stuff like that, and
there was one
I don't
time,
really have the time to do it now.
Long-time viewer was getting married, and the bride was like, could you make a video? Oh, yeah. So you did that at one point.
I wonder if they ever posted that. I don't know. Yeah, we made a little video that was played at their wedding. That was cool. I like doing this sort of stuff. I really do. Sometimes it's hard to come up with the time to do it, but when it's possible, it is nice. We get 5 months from Nacho Linguist. 300 bits from Charhutch. It says, could I get some good vibes for Thursday? I'll be going to a spine specialist to figure out what we can hopefully do about my back problems, and hopefully I can get some serious long-term relief. Also, yak.
Good vibes, Charhutch.
Good vibes. The spine, man. Yes. That sound. I think because the problem is, how does the body even work, man? How's the body even like held together? It feels like often, especially once you get into like your 30s, it's held together with duct tape. And you can have spine issues. You just like sleep the wrong way, and you wake up and you're like, that's bad enough. It's way worse if you're dealing with that like as a chronic long-term problem. My heart absolutely goes out to you. I was dealing with like a catch in my back for several days. It finally resolved itself.
Oh, good.
Finally. Where it felt like I needed to pop something and I couldn't. And then you're just constantly stuck in this position of like, please be fixed. Please be fixed. So having something to that extent that just like isn't getting fixed is bad. So I wish you the absolute best. I hope that they can get that solved. It is astounding how many more body things get weird and bad as you move from your 20s into your 30s. It really.
I had a long talk last night.
Not looking forward to the
night
40s.
Before? When did this happen? With Steve, Fangamer Steve?
Yeah.
About things.
Yeah.
And he was checking in on me, and he was like, "How are you doing after surgery?" Because we had talked to him a bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about some medical things.
Yeah. It's just. Renee says, "I'll let you know what's in store for your 40s." Yeah, it'll probably be fine. It'll probably be fine.
Becca says, "Steve, Fangamer Steve." We know a lot of Steves.
Yeah.
Lindsay always joked that her 3 friends from high school all married Steves.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
They did. It's fine. It's fine. 25 months from Layla 3, 17 months from Stormers 002, 20 months from XX Oberon XX, 6 months from Be the Boy, 3 and a bits from Blastoise as Pitch, a Muppet version of Lord of the Rings, Miss Piggy as Eowyn. Imagine her just throwing herself at Aragorn, played by Vigo again. I would watch it. Preferably if they could do it, like, now. Like, if they could do it within the next, like, 2 or 3 weeks. If they could just push that out.
So you would remember.
Yeah, so it's fresh in my mind before I start slowly forgetting the things that happened. And start, more importantly, which happens with me with media all the time, is, like, where it starts to slowly get mixed into completely different media. Because if they wait a while, I'll watch the Muppet version of Lord of the Rings, and I'll be like, "Where's John Wick?" And you'd be like, "What do you mean?" I'll be like, John Wick. He comes from Ronin.
Anise asked if Steph went to school with Lindsay and I. Yes, and then the wedding we went to in Colorado, that friend also married a Steven.
Yeah.
They were also a high school friend.
A lot of Stevens. 6 months from Demon Kisu. 15 months from Wolfley 1513. 300 from Satsy says, also, you know something is bad when you trade in a console for 3 games that are for that console. Switch Lite was a mistake. Clown. Oh. Well. When are they going to come out with Switch 2?
That has the features you want?
I'm just curious, you know. There's been so many rumors about it for so long. And you start to wonder, you're like, Switch 2? My guess is they'll do Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo when they come out. Electric is the same wavelength. When they come out with Breath of the Wild 2. I might be wrong on that, but we'll see. We'll see. Sashi says they did. Switch OLED is just bright Switch. That's not Switch 2. There's Switch. There's Switch, but the Joy-Cons don't come off. And there's bright Switch. Light Switch. Ooh, that's clever. I'm just waiting for I'm waiting for Switch 2. At some point.
Switch Pro.
Switch Pro. My belief is that they will probably do a Switch Pro, and that it'll probably be backwards compatible with the games.
I hope so.
Because like that's just the way things seem to be going. PS5 plays PS4 games, Xbox, whatever the heck it's called, Xbox Series X,
One Xbox,
Xbox One Series X,
Xbox One,
Xbox One X Series, Xbox.
Yeah.
Plays the previous one. Something. I don't know what they call that thing. 40 Bits Radio Dread says, Clown Test, he's good. With my help, he could be the best. A little something extra for everyone that got Radio Dread's reference. 30 Bits from CoreK0017 who says, could use some good vibes today. Yesterday I got turned down from another job I really wanted. I've been jobless for 10 months and haven't been able to find anything full-time since graduating college. The curse of art students. I gotta move this monitor. Of art students, I guess. Hope it gets better soon.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. If it's any help, there have been a lot of folks that have been searching for jobs, and it just takes a while. I don't have any like better input on that. There was one person in our community who they had went through. I don't remember the exact number, but there was an astounding number of job applications. So we, for anyone that's out there currently searching, we wish you well, and our best advice is to just stick with it because it can take a while. And Jolteron's got a good point. Job searching is a job in and of itself, which is absolutely true. So I wish you all well. And Andy says hi. It was me. Correct. Correct. And there's been some other people too who also have had quite long job searches. Although I think Andy may win that award. Yeah. It takes a long time, man. It takes a long time. We also have 18 months from Capri 29. Thank you.
You've done it.
I did it. I've done it.
Somehow you've done it.
And now, I feel bad to go get anything because he's so sleepy.
He's sleepy.
He
got to eat.
I felt bad for
sea bass and tuna and pumpkin.
Oh.
And it's so bright. We should turn the lights off for him.
Yes, we'll just stream in the dark. I feel bad for him because, we were gone for like 5 days. We came back every night, but it's one of those things like,
yeah.
We came back and then he was sleeping. Wanted to know where we were. When we would come in, he would be like, meow, 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 meow,
and he'd rub up against our legs. Yeah, he missed us.
Poor thing. Poor little guy. He's okay. 30 bits from T-Mug Celeste, who says, Great Colosseum. At the end, everyone seemed disappointed that we didn't pass last year's total, but do the math, we did, because this isn't next year. The community had only 10 months to save for this Colosseum. I had a suspicion that, and I was basing this solely off of like our experiences with Extra Life.
Yeah.
Where for Extra Life 2021, we got reasonably close, but we didn't surpass the amount that was raised for Extra Life 2020. And as we were nearing the end, 1 foot. As we were nearing the end of Colosseum, I was looking at it and I was like, the amount of difference between Colosseum 2021 and 2022 is about, like, from a percentage-wise, similar to the difference of Extra Life 2020 to 2021. So, like, I was like, that was kind of what I was thinking. I was like, it may not hit that same amount, but it's so easy for people to get very fixated on like, oh, we got to beat last year. And it's like, you have to take a minute and just step back and be like, you raised $400,000.
And the last day was on a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no Friday.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'll put the schedule together, but there
might have been a reason. I don't know.
There might have been a reason. We'll probably talk about that for the follow-up meetings, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday probably makes a little more sense than Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
And it's still incredible how much was raised. And
yep.
Early on Saturday, we hit... What did we hit? It had to be a certain number, and it was like X amount for all years total. Cumulative.
Yeah.
Was it $1 million for that?
It was, it's like...
Yes.
1 point something million.
Day 1 was the milestone for 1 million donations. Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Direct Relief does a lot.
Yeah. So, like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it's I understand, like, the idea of, like, we gotta do it bigger, we gotta do it better.
Yeah.
But, like, there are so many variables that come into play for each of these little things that it can be very difficult to pinpoint like why one year was more successful than another, and there's a million things to think about. So like let's just be like, just be very happy that $400,000 was raised, because that's just an astounding amount of money. Yeah, that's a good point. Bostor says sustaining momentum is important too. Yeah. And I knew this feeling because I had it just several months ago, you know, of like wanting Extra Life 2021 to be better than 2020.
Yeah.
And not being able to quite achieve it, but getting within a stone's throw and being it's so close.
Yeah.
And you raised so much money that you can't be mad. And who knows what was going on in, you know, within that period that Extra Life 2020 and TRG Colosseum 2021 took place.
Yeah.
So.
Savor the fresh-baked goodness of Tiny Eddie's Thanksgiving dog's leg chow.
I don't think I want that, Busy Kick.
Let's try this again with a message this time. Hey Eddie, what victory feast should TRG Colosseum crew have? Well, they could indulge in Thanksgiving dog sled chow.
Is that Tiny Eddie's dog food brand?
Well, it's Thanksgiving dog food brand.
It's a flavor of the brand.
No, it's not a flavor. It's not a flavor. It's just a repackaging of existing dog food, but for Thanksgiving. Also, it's served to people. It's what you stuff the turkey with. It's like a special dog food. 5 months from Squeegee02. 300 bits from Shia says, Bizzard the Wizard and the Power of Perspective. Bizzard learned a powerful lesson that day about perspective.
You make yourself laugh.
I did. 26 months from Callium. What was I going to say? Oh, I keep getting, I'm trying to stay caught up on alerts, which we're doing a pretty good job of. I wanted to say, oh, don't press buttons with your foot.
A land made of milk and honey.
Cutie. So, we had some folks asking earlier, it's like, is the event over? So the event's over, obviously, because it was over yesterday. We will still be seeing, I think,
At least some people.
I'm hoping everyone, at least.
Yeah, I hope.
A little bit. My hope is that we will be maybe grabbing the lunch with everyone.
East Coast hub.
Everyone on East Coast. And then after that, probably hanging out at least for a little bit with some of the folks, because I think some of the folks aren't leaving until tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll get a chance to see them and do something. I don't know. Get a milkshake.
Yeah.
Get a milkshake. That's what I want. Iante, we did discuss that exact thing. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make any promises. But yes, we asked everyone that last night. We're like, y'all want to like do some mini golf maybe? And everyone was like, yeah. So, we might do that. We'll see. 300 from Desitel Racing. First, sugar. Second, for anyone who watches anime, Funimation is moving their content to Crunchyroll today. The merger has started. I didn't know about that.
When we watched Fruits Basket, the new
Yeah.
Fruits Basket, that was
Yeah.
about the time one of them bought the other one out.
Okay. I forgot that you could watch stuff like on Funimation's site.
Yeah, they have a streaming service.
Because from my outside I'm not a huge anime person, but from my outside perspective, it seems as if you're watching anime, Crunchyroll's kind of like the service you use for the most part.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the main ones.
So that seems like a boon for Crunchyroll subscribers. We got 35 months from Sudabite also. Thanks, Sudabite. So my primary job for Colosseum this year, self-appointed because it wasn't necessary, but this is just the thing I like to do, dang it, was make bumpers. I haven't been able to work with other people to make bumpers in 2 years. And as fun as it was to make the Lamp 1 and 2 and run ourselves ragged trying to make short films.
Fun.
I really wanted to make stuff with other people. So I created 8 different pieces of media for Colosseum. The biggest, probably most important thing was the Survivor intro. This is the 4th year that we did a intro. Also the 4th year that I put it together. Not all of them were my ideas.
Yeah.
But I edited all of the intros. And the Survivor one, probably one of my favorite.
Did you edit Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Brady Bunch. So the Family Matters one from year 1 was my idea, and I shot it and edited it. Next year was Brady Bunch. That was Sab's idea, but I edited it. Last year was SNL. That was your idea, and I edited it.
Dan did the voiceover for it.
Dan did the voiceover for it. And Survivor was Jiggy's idea, and I edited it. And it was one of those things where we were trying to brainstorm and come up with what we wanted to do for an intro. And that intro has since been posted to the Runaway Guys channel. It's really good. And so fun fact, I have never seen a single
episode.
I've never seen a single episode of Survivor. But Jiggy was like, why don't we do Survivor? He's like, it'd be really cool. So he posted the intro of one of the Survivor seasons, and I watched it. And whenever I watch something like that, I'm not thinking about it from a perspective of like, how cool is it, or whatever. I'm thinking about it from the perspective of how easy can we get everyone to do this. And I was like, oh, we should do this. We should absolutely do this because it's so easy. I was like, if you've never like very critically watched the intro to Survivor, it is ostensibly just 2 close-up shots. That's it.
Yeah.
Like each person gets like 2 close-up shots in slow-mo.
That's it.
And I was like, oh, this is easier to do than SNL, and I thought SNL was easy to do. So I was like, yes, let's do this. Let's absolutely do this. So I told everyone that that was what we should do. I wrote up the design doc for it, and I was like, just do fun, interesting things. Try to aim for close-ups, but no matter what, shoot everything in slow-mo. And it's so easy because all the phones now have slow-mo modes on them. I was like, just get your phone and put it in slow-mo mode and go outside and film yourself close up, and like that's all we really need. Do some other interesting things if you want, but as long as we have that, we'll be good. And everyone got me their stuff on time, and I was like, it came together so well. So I was really, really happy about that. And I don't know, I think it might be my favorite one. I like doing the Family Matters one because it was fun to shoot
in person.
Everyone's
to
stuff
go up
in
and be
person.
Like, all right, Adri, what should we do with yours?
But the downside to doing that is that takes 1 full day.
Yeah, it does.
And I basically would lose a day of Colosseum. Mm-hmm. So honestly, thinking about it for the future, I don't think we'll ever do another in-person intro. We might, but I kind of doubt we will, just because like it's so much more convenient to have that thing done ahead of time, and then I don't have to use an entire day of Colosseum to just do that.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of effort otherwise. Yeah, put her in her fridge. So it's a tie. It's a tie between Survivor and Family Matters for me, but they're both really good. Family Matters / what's that Adult Swim? Because it was clearly inspired by the Adult Swim thing.
I know what you mean, but I can't think of it.
Too Many Cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's parodying Family Matters, but it's also very much parodying Too Many Cooks and just that style of 90s wholesome media. Anyway, what was the other bumpers we made? Because I said 8 things.
So Tom filmed his part of
Too Many Liberties. Which is fantastic. He told me months ago that he wanted to do that. Well, actually, no. Let's back up. He told me years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. That he wanted to make that happen. Just to give like some fun little backstory about some of these things. years ago is whenever I told that story. It was July 2019, I think, that I first told that too many or took. Do you smell? Do I stink? Took a few liberty story. It was within a short amount of time that Tom told me he wanted to make it a reality, and Emil actually told me he's like, I want to make this a reality. He's like, however I can help. He's like, if there's anything I can do. He's like, if we need to get Tom to a ski resort. He's like, if there's anything I can do, like, let me know. He's like, this is super funny, and I want this to happen. So ultimately, it worked out because Tom just ended up going to a ski resort, but he went to one.
He was planning to go at some point earlier.
Yeah, and that fell through, and then it took like another year, but finally, after all this time,
yeah,
we got to make that. So yeah, it took a while, but we got there, and that's probably one of my favorite bumpers that we made this year, just because I knew what it would mean to everyone. The escalator, the escalator one was a big deal too, and I didn't know that Jules was going to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he'd even remember about that, but whenever he posted it, I was like, oh my god, he did it. He did it. So two of my bizarre dreams turned into bumpers this year, and I was excited about that. We got to do the Tom Arcade Facts again, which was super nice. Roland led us into the store
Friday night
after hours, which was very, very, very awesome of him, because it meant that our group could go and do some shopping and see everything without having to worry about other people being there, which was really nice of him. So we got to do some shopping. We got to make that bumper. We also did the table one with Tim.
Mm-hmm.
That might be my favorite bumper I made this year, just because it's insane. We slowed it down a lot too, because when we shot it, I think it took about a minute to get to the end of the table, and whenever I was working on it in post, I was like, this could be slower. I made it 3 minutes long, and as soon as I changed the time to make it that slow, I just busted out laughing, and I called Mal upstairs. I was like, you gotta see this. And that's probably one of my favorite ones. We made so many, I'm having a hard time remembering everything we made. Cardboard John, which I don't remember whose idea it was to make a cardboard version of John at this point. There was a lot of us sitting around in the kitchen talking about just ideas for bumpers and ideas for things to do. Campy was there, and someone brought up the idea of making a cardboard standee, and we were like, that would be fun. And Campy's like, we can do it. Like, there's no reason we can't do this. And we were like, okay. So then Campy went and got it printed, and whenever he went to get it printed, I guess I should back up. I sent a message to our little chat,
our Colosseum chat,
and I tagged John and Reese, and I was like, hey, I need a full body picture of John. Can I get a full body picture of John with as much resolution as possible? Thanks. And then John's like, why do you need this? And I was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just give it to me. So they sent it, and then we ran it through Photoshop, because there's a function in Photoshop now where you can just enhance images, and it just quadruples the resolution with magic. I don't know, there's like a demon that lives in the computer that just goes ha 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 and just makes it bigger. So we did that, and we made it really, really huge, and
cut out the background.
Yeah, which now with new Photoshop is like one click. You're just like, do it, and it's like, okay. Yeah, zoom and enhance is real. Like, the stuff that's on the TV now is some basis in reality. So we gave it to Campy, and Campy took it to the print shop, and when they loaded it up, like, I wasn't even thinking about the size. I was just like, make it big. Make it have a lot of resolution. So when he got it there and they put it in there, they're like, this is 7 feet tall. They're like, is that fine? And Campy goes, yes, that's perfect. So they printed it at 7 feet tall. And that, I was not thinking about like, oh, it'll be 7 feet tall. I was just thinking like, let's make it big, and then they'll ask Campy how large it should be, and it can scale. But no, they just printed it at the
At size.
At size. And he brought it home, and it's a 7 foot long thing. And then Mal was like, we can do this. So Mal told Campy to get
foam core.
Yeah.
And I needed hot glue sticks because I have my hot glue gun.
Yep.
And that was it. That's all it is.
And Mal did it on a trifold, and the advantage of doing it on the trifold is that...
Oh, he's flat pack.
Yeah.
For easy storage.
Yeah. So,
he stands on his own.
Yeah.
He had to be leaned back in the background of the video, or the stream, because he was too tall for the camera.
Yeah. So, it's fun because
that was the arts and crafts project.
Now that the event is over, like, we can take the supports off of the back, and it's on a trifold, so like he literally will fold up and can be stored in our closet. You never know. You never know when you're just gonna want a cardboard standee of one of your friends, and keeping them in the closet's useful in case we need them for something to embarrass them for. You never know. So we'll have them around. It's fine. We got stuck with the lamp.
Oh, we gotta pick that up too.
Yeah, we got stuck with the lamp, and we're gonna get stuck with John. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see, what else? That was Cardboard John.
There was also the trading card one.
Oh yeah, that was MC's idea. Mm-hmm. MC had the idea for the Pokemon trading card game bumper. Also, thanks for running this. Just talking about some things, and that one came out really good. I've lost the Sears commercial.
Sears commercial. Then there was one more because that was 7.
The Sears commercial. Oh, and Lord Donator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sears commercial.
Those were the 8.
Sears commercial was an idea that we've had for years and years and years. We just wanted to recreate that Sears commercial, and we did. There's not really a lot to talk about related to it, other than it was something that we wanted to do. We needed Dan's help. We shot it at my parents' house because my parents' house.
We needed the table with the fridge where it was.
It was my parents' house is laid out better to try and hit that than our house is. Like, our fridge in relation to our table and stuff and windows like doesn't make any sense, but theirs is, so that's why we shot it there. Yeah. Dan did a really great job because he had to direct that. Yeah. And he did great. And if you watch those things side by side, like they're really close. They're really close. And I wanted the music to be close too, so I reached out to Popsky. So Popsky actually made the music track for that. Alex did the narration.
There's a lot of comments that it took him a minute to realize it was
Alex. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, and there's Popsky now. Thank you for doing the for doing the music. It was
in short notice too.
In very short notice, yeah. I was excited to finally have made this thing. It's very much a. I think it's very much an American thing. But like especially for people in their like late 20s, beyond. Yeah. It's such a part. It's in your subconscious in a way. Hi, Subby. It's in your subconscious in a way that you can't formulate, and sometimes you don't even know it's there. And as soon as you see it, there were so many people that were like, "Oh my God, memory unlocked!" Yeah. And it's living up here. It is. You can't shut it off. It's because everyone during the summer saw that commercial 100 times. Why they were airing that on Cartoon Network is beyond me, but they were. That subby was from Grabobly. Tier 3 gift sub gifted to Popsky. Thank you, Grabobly.
And then the donator one.
That
was 8th.
Yeah, and that one
shot on the beach of like the water and
the profile shot walking.
Yeah, that I loved that shot.
Yeah, that everything came out really good in that.
Yeah.
Actually, that let me read some of these alerts, and then I'll talk a little bit more about that, and then we'll start wrapping up. But that bumper changed a lot, because that was not the original idea for that at all. 22 months from Mayor Rails, 7 months from Me and Dean 12, 25 months from Moonlit Boulevard, 29 months at Tier 2 from Grubobly, 18 months from Space Cat Zero, 300 bits of Mayor Rails who says, Morning Grandparents, I wanted to thank everyone in the community for their good vibes for the past few weeks. I got the job I was interviewing for, and it came with a pay increase. I start on March 28th, and I'm also, and I'm really, really excited, also Sugar.
Congrats, Mariels.
That's fantastic. There is a bit of a cycle, right, where people are looking for work, they're doing interviews, it's hard, sometimes it takes a long time, but then you also have folks that are coming out on the other side of that, where they're like, I did it, I got the job, I got an increase in pay. So it's happening. Sometimes it takes a while, but it's nice to hear these stories, and I think it's really helpful for anyone who's starting the the job search process too, because then they hear that and they're like, it helps lift their spirits of like, maybe I've applied for 5 or 6 jobs and I haven't gotten that call back yet, but like, it's out there.
Yeah.
And you're basically just like waiting on your turn in the universe. So I certainly wish everyone well, and good vibes to you. 37 months from Lunar Pearl, and 14 months from the Rookie Trainer. Oh snap! Are we doing those this morning?
Yeah, didn't you see that?
No.
Okay.
We can. Okay, let me finish about this bumper, and then I'll be done with all the bumpers, and I won't do any other.
And then we'll talk about the event more a little bit on Thursday.
Okay, they're all collar-related arts. Okay. So we're actually gonna show some art this morning, but I'm gonna first tell you about the
Donator bumper.
Donator bumper. So I had the idea of doing a introspective bumper, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted it to be, but I was like, I want to do something where Lord Donator is just kind of like, we get some really like cinematic shots, and there's a voiceover where Lord Donator is talking about like, everyone always asks where Lord Donator is, but not how Lord Donator is, like that sort of thing. And it was intended to be kind of funny. And we were working off of that idea, and we were like, okay, so what we'll do is we don't have to worry about the voiceover until later.
Yeah.
It's like we'll shoot all the stuff that we need.
Edit it so we know
We'll edit
the timing.
it so we know what the timing is, and then I'll take that finished clip, bring it back, and then we can work with Tom to figure out what the voiceover should be. That's what we'll do. Well, we started shooting it, and it took all day to shoot that thing.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, that took a while. We shot it, and then after we shot it, we were getting close to the end of the thing, and we were like, oh, what would be fun is, because we were talking about, we wanted to frame it in such a way that it was almost like, Lord Donator had someone in his life, and that person was gone. And it was obviously going to be about the lamp, but we were going to try and really humanize the lamp in such a way that's like, is it about the lamp? Is it about like, was there a special someone in Lord Donator's life? Like, what's going on? And so we started shooting it, and then by the time we got to the end, we're like, okay, we'll reveal that it's the lamp. So anyway, we do all of that. I get it home that night, and I start putting it together. And as I'm putting it together, I'm like, man, I can really, like, depending on how I cut this and the music I use, I can really create, like, some serious sympathy and empathy for this character. And by the time I was done with it, I was like, I don't think this needs narration. And I asked Mal, I was like, Mal, come watch this. So she watched it, and she's like, this doesn't need any narration. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it does.
I saw someone ask about the time-lapse shot in that.
Yeah, so the time-lapse shot is the only shot in that bumper and in any bumper that I didn't shoot.
Besides the intro.
Yeah, obviously the monkeys, like, are not... I didn't shoot the monkeys. So, last year, for Colosseum 2021, I got a subscription for 1 month, just for 1 month, for Storyblocks, which is a stock footage site. And I did it because when we were putting together last year's intro, I wanted to have stock footage of the city because we were doing, SNL, and I was like, oh, I need stock footage of like the city and drone shots and all this stuff. And I got it, and it worked really well. Like you pay a flat fee, and you can use as much footage as you want for a month or whatever. So I did that, and it worked out really well. So whenever it was time to do it for this Colosseum, I was like, well, I'm going to obviously need it if we're doing Survivor, because where am I going to get shots of islands and monkeys and all this stuff? Because it all has to be royalty-free, because, Runaway Guys is going to post it, and you don't want them running into
Seen
copyright
a few people
issues.
say, well-known monkeys of South Carolina. We have some.
We actually, there is actually a monkey island in South Carolina. But
it's illegal to go to.
yeah, it was a research project. Anyway, so what was I talking about?
The stock footage for the time-lapse.
Yeah, so because I already had that subscription, one of the only shot I didn't get whenever we did the Lord Donator thing was I didn't have any transition from day to night, because we knew that we wanted him to go out in the day and do stuff, and then at night he would be coming back. And I literally just forgot to shoot it. I was going to shoot just an establishing shot at night and just use that. And I was like, crap. I was like, well, I got the stock footage thing. I'll look through it and see what I can find. So I was using all sorts of search terms. I was like, sunset, beach, sunset, whatever. I found a time lapse that was shot in Myrtle Beach. That time lapse is from Myrtle Beach. And I was like, I'm going to use this. I was like, this is perfect. This is literally exactly what I need in the exact place that I need. I'm going to use this shot. So, yeah, because I saw a few people that were like, how did Steven have time to get a time-lapse shot, which would have taken hours, if he was making all this other stuff? And the answer is, I didn't. There's no way I would have had time to do that. Would it have been fun to have got that shot myself? Sure. Yeah. Would it have caused everything else to have not worked out? Absolutely. So that's the only shot I didn't shoot in any of the stuff, but it worked out perfectly. And it's a cool shot, too. I added the whole thing was in focus. I added selective focus, so it feels a little bit more like tilt-shifted, because I thought that was more fun. But, yeah.
The other thing I wanted you to mention was the red window.
Oh, yeah. That was a happy coincidence.
Yeah.
So in that bumper, Lord Donator, so our plan originally was that we were going to turn off all the lights in the place that we were staying, and then we were going to have the lamp light up the inside of the window. The problem is, the place that we're staying is actually two sides. There's part A and there's part B. So we're staying in one part of it. It's a duplex. And the part that faces where we needed to film shows both sides, which means, yeah, we could have turned off all the lights on one side, but not the other side. And that wasn't really going to work. And I was like, crap. When we walked outside and we're walking around looking, just seeing what's available to us, there just so happened to be an exit light, an illuminated exit sign in some other building that was in a dark spot illuminated. And I was like, there it is. That's what we'll do. So it was a completely different building. And it's from an illuminated exit sign, and we just shot it in such a way where because like if you move it just a little bit, you can see it says exit. So I moved it so you couldn't see that, and then we have Tom walk by and react to it, and then we were able to. Then we went back and did our stuff with the lamp, but like that worked out like really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff about the Lord Donator bumper that came together. And the other thing I'm really proud of is how good the shots on the beach came out.
They look really good.
Because I do not own a gimbal. Getting the tracking shot where I'm walking with Tom doing the profile, like that's me holding the camera, walking on sand, and trying to keep it straight enough that I can then stabilize it in post to get it perfect, and it worked, and it blew my mind. I was super excited about it. So, yeah, it was good. Anyway, all right, I'll start wrapping up. Yeah, if you think about walking on sand and filming, you realize very quickly how difficult that was, especially because where Tom was, I was up on the soft sand.
Oh, you were on high tide line?
Yeah. Yeah. I was impressed that it worked. 9 months from Queen Kenda. And let's get started looking at this art. Because there is 20 pieces of art, so I want to see them. Inside Eddie's body. Please don't destroy my cookie. So in my mind, I was thinking that the cookie that controlled Eddie's life was actually like on a shelf somewhere, but I like the idea that it's just on his person. Tom falling up the stairs. I'll get it! He does fall up the stairs. That was his idea.
Yeah.
That was Tom's idea. He was like, oh, what if it's on the ground and I fall up the stairs to get the phone? And I was like, that's insane. Yes, do that. Aw. I'm so happy that it is become real. The long awaited took a few liberties bumper is real. like zoinks, everybody! I'm Proton John! Basically same person. More or less. Pretty sure.
I loved this.
That's cute.
This was so good.
That's cute. Yeah, I do an alright Dr. Claw.
I'll get you, Keppy.
He's snoring.
He's snoring. He's out. My chin scars from a broomstick accident. I am Bizzard the Wizard. Oh man, I wonder if there's a chance any of the devs will see all the Billy the Wizard art that's come out. You'll call now. Woo 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 woo. I can't say that very well. You remember Uwoopolis?
I do.
Don't you wish you could forget?
Yes. No, I don't.
Oh, I saw this. This is fantastic. I really like this. I'm still trying to like
Process
the fact that Pears and Pork got a cover 8 years later. A little strange, but I'm still processing it.
Orange paint all over your hands.
I had that
All over my
blindfold on.
easel.
I had that blindfold on forever.
It was great.
For you?
Yeah, exactly.
It was really hard for me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully it's turning out okay.
No, Keppy can't have paint.
No paint for Keppy.
We found out Keppy accidentally got 2 scoops around that time.
Oh yeah, whenever I told Mal to feed the cat, I didn't realize I had it set.
So he went and took a nap.
The facial features for you
Yeah.
on both frames of this are fantastic.
This is. I was worried the art would look that way at the end.
It's fine. It's fine.
Painting
It's totally fine.
Keppy.
Look at that. Look at that little guy. That's cute. It's very cute. I'm sure he would want to try and help painting if he could.
Yeah.
He can't.
No.
But if he could, he absolutely would.
That turned out
Beautiful.
so good, Action Cat.
Beautiful. Yeah, actually, and that happened last year too. Folks were like trying to recreate the art, and it happened this year as well. And I love seeing that. I love like scrolling through Twitter and seeing, people doing their take on it.
Help on your shirt.
The phrase, like referring to things as juice, is a long running thing that Alex came up with when we were in college, and it's just kind of stuck my entire life. Enjoy Ligma. I miss Jules. I really hope that me and him get to hang out again someday. Someday. I don't know when that day will be. Well, I'm not saying it doesn't contain human. That's how you get a visit from the FDA. I like the cane.
The pose is really good.
Hand me down my walking cane. Hand me down my hat. This is also absolutely fantastic. Really, really, like the design of this is so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good.
There's a few people in TRG who are like, I need to contact that person.
Good morning, Keppy. Meow. What the piss? Love me, father. I would still love him. I might shave the mustache. I don't think a cat should have mustaches. I am in
Sit
the
there with
zone.
your yellow bowl.
Where am I? I love this because when drawn nicely, it does. You can see
nice.
it. Like
it's pretty. The colors.
The colors actually did work out really well. Mm-hmm. They really did. That's a real Mario Kart stage, by the way. It's a real Mario Kart stage. 12 months from Dragon Love 9000. That's a clap. And 28 months from Seraphim 2000. Appreciate it. Beta Boy says, feel free to pass them my email. I'll let them know. I had fun this weekend.
Me too.
I had fun, and I am aware that the level of sleep deprivation that I went through was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I also know that it was for me. It was for me. I don't get a chance to make stuff like this. This isn't something I get a chance to do. And for one time a year, for all of it to just spill out, is cool with me. I'm like, great. I will do that, and that'll be it. And I'm happy with that.
That's it.
I'm happy with that. So, also, I'm gonna do one shout out to John's mods for a difficult weekend.
I know Popsky's here. I don't know who else is here.
A difficult weekend. I know that whenever we do Extra Life, that's a difficult event.
Yeah.
It's a long day for our mods. That's only one day. TRG Colosseum is 3 days long, and it is a bigger event, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
So congrats to John's mods. I know that is a it's a difficult event, but you did it, and we all got through it. Pearl says, I appreciate our thing. Only being one day. GG, Johns.
Is that a hit loader, Pearl?
We have no plans to make Extra Life more than one day. I can handle one day. That's it. Colosseum is hard. Colosseum is really hard. But I had fun. And hopefully in a few days I will, get some rest.
Get some rest.
That's the one thing that I didn't talk about this weekend because I don't like talking about it, but it was a really rough weekend for me. I've been dealing with some abdominal pains from the artist formerly known as Stomach Ulcer, and different parts of the weekend were difficult.
Yeah.
We didn't have the camera on for a lot of the segments, but I was sitting like this because scrunching my body up for long periods of time is painful, and I really thought that I was going to get a call yesterday to set up my CAT scan, and they didn't, so I'm calling them today. And I'm going to say words to them like, can I please set up the CAT scan? And why didn't you call me? Because I'd like to find out. Yeah, I'll call now. I actually might. I probably will. In fact, I'm going to end the stream and call now. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you had a good Colosseum. We will be back on Thursday for more breakfast stream, and we will be back Friday for the continuation of Pokemon, where we'll probably finally catch a ghost. But for now, I'm going to end off the stream because I'm going to go hang out with... I say I'm going to go hang out. They're not awake.
They might be. There is an alert. On the chat. I don't know which group it's from, though. It could be from someone else.
Okay, well then, maybe. All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. We will see you back here on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for another breakfast stream.